How did it feel going from confidence was shot, feel like you forgot how to swing, to now? How does that feel?
I feel way more confident stepping to the plate, and I feel like, that makes the pitchers, a pitcher can tell when you're not confident. I was in a pretty rough spot after last spring, even the start of the summer. I tried 6 different things in a week, and, none of them would work.
What made you finally be like, okay, like I'm gonna try this online thing out?
I mean, just being brutally honest, I might have gotten 1 or 2 hits all of last spring. And then, turning around this year, I don't think there was a game where I didn't catch a barrel.
How did we change your mechanics? And how was that process, if you don't mind opening up about that?
I would say mostly just the drill work, like incorporating all the different drills. Some things you'd never expect would, have an impact on your swing, but, they clearly do.
One of the last questions is just, I've got that weird guarantee when you work with me, your swings, you're gonna take the best swing of your life. Do you feel like you've achieved that since joining the program? All right, we're here with Ryan Foster. What's up, Ryan? Really appreciate you hopping on. If you don't mind, just kind of let everybody know your name, what positions you play, and where you're currently playing.
Yeah, my name's Ryan Foster. I'm originally from Boise, Idaho. I'm playing in North Dakota at D2 University of Jamestown. I'm an outfielder, and been working with Jansen to get the bat going pretty consistently.
Hell yeah, and you're a stud. You forgot to mention that. All right, dude. So before we started working together, where would you say you were with your swing and confidence?
Yeah, the confidence is the big part. The swing, just inconsistent. With catching barrels to every part of the field, especially up and down. I'd either roll over a lot or pop out a bunch. Worked with Jansen, I got the bat path stuff in that first section of the school, and that really just fixed my swing. And then after that, the confidence just spiked completely. This fall caught way more barrels at the plate, and I just felt like a lot of the attention came along with that.
Man, that's so awesome. And I mean, like, what were the biggest things we talked about building your bat path? Like, what were some of the biggest drills or feels that you feel like really started to have things click into place?
Yeah, one of the main things I feel like was just, getting my body in the right place to hit the ball with power, because, I've definitely got the strength to do it. It's just, getting in the right spot when the ball's there, which is probably the hardest part to do. So I mean, you can build it up from the ground up pretty well. I feel like that is like the biggest thing that helped me.
And so what specifically, like, were there certain drills where you kind of felt something? You're like, oh, okay, like this was different.
Yeah. From even just like the first day, that piggyback drill, just having someone on your back, forcing you to get into like a strong position with the ground up, especially for a guy shorter like I am. You just really got to use the ground. And I mean, it's possible for short guys to hit with power. You see Jose Altuve, people like that. Alejandro Kirk.
You got popped, dude. You kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
But you feel like you didn't before, but you've definitely tapped into it now.
I definitely tapped into it a lot more now. Just, I can feel the ball just jumping off the barrel better than it ever has.
So awesome, dude. Your dad actually reached out to me on Instagram, like maybe after our first month together. And it was really random. Like I wasn't expecting a message. And he's like, hey, I've noticed Ryan, the ball is going a lot further. It seems more consistent. And dude, as me like coaching online, that was like the coolest freaking message to receive, man. So
Yeah.
really appreciate that. And the fact that he noticed some things, just it really meant the world to me. And just it's a testament to how much work you put in, which you really have. Like for guys who aren't in the program, what we offer is unlimited video feedback. The best way to keep getting better is to get that consistent feedback. Like, is that something that's been a big deal for you?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like one of the hardest parts about, just going in and hitting on your own, especially either even on your own or at like a practice setting with the full team, is like coaches aren't going around, looking directly at your swing, focusing on like what you need to do. It's a lot more general. Like, they'll put 4 guys in a cage doing the same drill. So just having someone that, I can take video of, send it. And like when I'm hitting, I could feel something, but something in my swing could look completely different than what I'm feeling. So just having someone to be able to like look at my swing and give straight feedback is great.
And you touched on a good point because I felt like in college, it's hilarious how you've got up on the board. It's like everyone's doing this drill and this drill and this drill. Now, when that happens, do you feel like you kind of know what you need to do? Like, you can go do the
Yeah.
drills, but kind of feel your own things.
You got to do what your coach says. So, I'll do their drill, but I feel like after doing some of the other drills that you do, I can look for a certain feel in their drill without maybe, doing it 100% the way they want it to look.
That's everything, bro. Like that is
Yeah.
everything. Like that's you becoming your own best coach. And that's what I want for everyone that works with me is like, dude, you're not always going to have a coach in your back pocket and you're going to always have so many different coaches. And so you need to be able to do that in real time because you need to work with the coaches, bro. You got to play the game. Like, they're making the lineup. So you can't be
Yeah.
like, no, this isn't for me. But if you can do their drills and get some of the things that you know you need to get out of it, what are we doing, man? Like now that's pro. That's you becoming a professional player. Before we started working together, what were you taking lessons? Were you just watching social media, trying to fix things on your own? Kind of where were you?
A little bit of everything, yeah. I was in a pretty rough spot after last spring, even the start of the summer. Just approach, everything, the confidence probably was what would change everything. I'd try 6 different things in a week and, none of them would work. And so, I was going to in-person lessons of like once a week and then, yeah, just trying to feed or soak in some information from all over. We're in a
So
pretty
why
good
were you
spot
in
now.
such a rough spot coming after the last spring?
So going into my freshman year, I went for a dual sport scholarship athlete thing in college. So I was playing football in the fall, missed all of fall ball with baseball. And then, come wintertime, springtime, I hadn't picked up a bat in 6 months and I kind of just like forgot what my swing was and then let the coaches here try and craft it and it just wasn't who I was. Getting back into that this summer, I feel like I'm in a way more comfortable spot.
Love that, dude. I can't imagine how tough that is, man. Because your freshman year of college is hard enough, and then you do that, and you like, I know your football coach doesn't want you over at the baseball field.
Yeah.
It's like that's such a weird dynamic. I've had a couple buddies that did that, and the guys that have success with that, I have so much respect for. Like, that's crazy to do both,
Yeah, it
man.
just takes a different kind of person.
Yeah. Well, good for you for honing in on what you really love. And I think you've got a future in this, man. So, but I'm curious, like you're trying to fix things on your own. Your confidence just feels like it's way, way down. Like, what about working with me and joining our program, like helped your confidence the most? Because I hear that from a lot of guys, and I'm really curious what kind of started to click for you.
I would say, just having someone like in your corner that is like experienced with the game, like you still play yourself. I mean, you understand better than anyone else, the ups and downs go. And so I guess just having someone with that kind of experience is like just I mean, it helps the confidence go up.
And so, but like what aspect, like you getting to like DM me or you getting video feedback from me? Like what sticks out to you is like, was there a moment where you're like, oh, this is going to work? Like, I feel like I'm getting better.
Yeah, I would say the video feedback and then like not just video feedback, but using the feedback to get direct results in the cage. You can say whatever you want, but if it's not working, then I mean, obviously, you're not the guy, but everything
Yeah.
you've said is working. So I feel like that just helped a lot.
When you decided, you're like, all right, like I want to work with what you wanted to work with me. What made you finally be like, okay, like I'm going to try this online thing out?
At the end of last year, our coach, we had meetings and there was a lot of cuts made. Like he went crazy with cuts last year. So, I was one of the last guys to go in my meeting. I was worried about, not being on that block. And I made it, which I'm guessing it was probably something to do with, him wanting to give me another opportunity to show what I got because I didn't really get to. So, I just felt like I had to grind this summer and trying to do everything I could to show him, last year wasn't the player I am. And, I found you on Instagram, followed you for, even 2 or 3 months probably before I even reached out to you. And, just loved your involvement with other guys, like some big names in the MLB. Yeah, your ideologies and everything. Love, the feeling of trying to get back to like your natural swing and everything. So yeah, just a combination of things really.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, bro. It's awesome. Once we started working together, you mentioned the piggyback drill. What was it, do you feel like shifted things first? Was it your confidence kind of got better and then your mechanics felt better? Or did you feel like the opposite? Your mechanics started getting better and then your confidence kind of climbed with that?
I'd say definitely the second one. Mechanics first, between the piggyback, and then once I finally got to that tracer drill, that one just like it's hard to say, it just puts you in a natural position, like the way you land and everything,
Feel
just ready to
strong,
go.
right?
Yeah, strong. So yeah, once the ball started flying off the bat, just in like front toss and everything, it just started to happen all over the place.
That's awesome. And so what did you notice right away? Like you did the tracer drill, like things started clicking. Like what was it, the sound that was different? Was the ball going further? Like what kind of stood out to you?
Yeah, a lot more consistent backspin off the barrel. Definitely noticed some more pop. I haven't had the opportunity to do much exit velo testing, but you can just tell.
Yeah, you're hitting the ball way harder. And somebody like you were just so muscly
I was just
swinging with.
gonna say it's coming off the bat way harder, but it feels way smoother.
Yeah, right. Smooth. Yeah, it looks way smoother. You were kind of high effort, a lot of swinging with your biceps and your quads, you
Yeah.
know? Well, that's awesome. I mean, that's to me, it's like I feel like when you find your natural positions, the swing kind of unravels on its own. And that's where it feels like smooth for me. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is like mechanics. Like I feel like when you fall into the social media trap and you become obsessed with mechanics and looking at slow-mo swings, it kind of becomes really overwhelming of like what to work on. And you look at top MLB player swings, you're like, well, that's not my swing. Like I don't know how to do that. Like working with someone online, for someone who's used to just taking lessons once a week, it sounds kind of crazy that like, oh, this guy's gonna help my mechanics. But like, what would you say working with me? Like, how did we change your mechanics? And how was that process, if you don't mind opening up about that?
I would say mostly just the drill work, like incorporating all the different drills. Some of them are some things you'd never expect would, have an impact on your swing, but they clearly do.
And just having to be kind of custom built for you, like where you're at that week and what you need.
Yeah, I mean, because like, some drills may not work for everyone, but you'll never know until you try each one. And then like after I feel like, you can pick which ones you want to do like every day. And then maybe some that you want to work on a couple times a week, and then some that you try that you just, never get the feel for and feel like it doesn't work for you. So like the
Yeah, I like it.
personalization of it is great.
Well, dude, let's talk stats if you've got some. So obviously last fall we were playing football, so you didn't really get fall stats. I mean, do you have kind of where you started from last spring compared to this fall? Like how big of a difference has it been?
Yeah, I mean, just being brutally honest, I might have gotten one or two hits all of last spring. And I mean, I redshirted, so it was just a lot of inter squad scrimmage stuff, but
Sure.
even then, like, just not great consistency wise. And then like turning around this year, towards the end of the summer, I played Legion ball. So state tournament, had some pretty good pitching competition, and I feel like I was, kind of the guy on the team that would get stuff going. And then this fall, played in 4 or 5 real games against other teams, and then probably 3 to 4 scrimmages among ourselves. And I don't think there was a game where I didn't catch a barrel.
Love it. So I mean, it's like, how did it feel going from where you were, confidence was shot, feel like you forgot how to swing, to now? Like, how does that feel?
Just, I feel way more confident stepping to the plate, and I feel like, that makes the pitchers like, a pitcher can tell when you're not confident. And so, I mean, just having that and having a good approach, it just made a huge difference.
Nice. And so, how does that? I mean, having that confidence and walking into the box, knowing that the pitcher, he sees you coming up there. Like, how does that make you feel?
I mean, it's a great feeling, I don't think there's many words that can describe it.
It's the best, right? That walk to home plate, dude. When you're dialed in, man, there's nothing better. One of the last questions is just, I've got that weird guarantee when you work with me, your swings, you're going to take the best swing of your life. Do you feel like you've achieved that since joining the program?
Yeah, I mean, just thinking back all the years, I would say where I'm at now is probably the most confident I've ever been, but there's definitely room to grow still.
For sure, bro. I love it. All right. Well, so if there's somebody out here watching this right now and they're struggling, they feel like they're confused, they don't know what to work on, they're listening to everything on social media, but their swing just doesn't feel better. Like, who do you think that this program and working with me is a good fit for?
Anyone that you just described, I feel like people that are, getting swamped in with everything around them and just, aren't like their true identity of like what their swing is. Like they don't know what it is.
Feel a little lost.
Yeah.
It's a bad feeling, bro. I've been there, And props to you, bro. Like going back to last year where you finished up, jumping on board, kind of going all in. I mean, you've sent in so many videos. You've been on group calls, like you've really put in the work. And so I can't wait for the spring to get here. And I'm really excited for the summer and the fall that you put together. But
Yeah.
you've definitely got big things coming. And the fact that you're hitting the ball harder than ever with less effort and things feel smooth, that to me shows you that you're game ready. And I know you feel that. But I'm legitimately proud of you, bro. Like you've put in a ton of work. And hearing from your dad during this fall was so awesome. So props to you for putting in the work, dude. This has been really fun to work with you.
Yeah, I can't thank you enough, dude. It's great.
All
I
right.
want to run it back to that last question. I would say not only people that feel lost, I mean, even people who are doing good, but want to be even better, want to get to that next level. That, like I said earlier, maybe they can't feel something that's going on in their swing, but like, you point out just even the littlest thing in video that could like have a big impact.
Dude, thank you, bro. Appreciate that a lot. All right, man, we're going to wind this up, but thank you so much. And we'll talk to you soon.